I'm trying to. Whoa! Oh my goodness!
Oh my
gosh! I want to show that on.
This guy thought he was in Fast and Furious, speeding at 118 miles per hour, flying down the freeway like he had superpowers, then crashed into a big orange truck.
Some of the exits right there that we're seeing.
Well, we're coming up on the 405 right now. We see those speeds. Look at that, 117 miles an hour. Now, a lot of these vehicles, especially these newer ones like that, they have limiters set up for, the computer. They're just not going to let that car drive that fast. But if this person does any kind of, just even bumps into something right now at these high speeds, that could be very tragic for that driver. I am trying to listen to what California Highway Patrol is talking about. Haven't heard about anything but the driver. But again, California Highway Patrol in active pursuit this morning, still on the 118. We're going to start running out of 118. We'll have a choice out here, the 210 and or the 5. I also know that TOC, if we were going to stay on the 210, TOC is our technical people. We might have to start switching up some mountaintops. But right now, still continuing, now in the emergency lane, speeds in the triple digits. This car really moving out. California Highway Patrol doing what they can to keep the public safe.
Well, it is kind of like a Friday light situation, you could say, on the freeway, which is giving this person the ability to drive erratically, maneuver in and out of those lanes, and go at a high rate of speed, which obviously is very dangerous. But because there's lack of traffic, that individual is able to drive this way.
Well, lack of traffic, that's one of those plus and minuses. Like you said, it's giving this person that ability to go a lot faster. Also, the people that are driving, they're not expecting somebody to come up on them that quickly and or change lanes in front of them that quickly. So this is makes it a little bit more dangerous for the public. California Highway Patrol, they are still, I believe they are still in the background there, at least trying to warn the public. But that vehicle is still moving along at a very, very quick clip. I know the helicopter is still here following it, and of course Skyfox is going to keep an eye on it as well. But you know what, when I did that wide shot, I did not see any of those California Highway Patrol vehicles. So maybe they have backed off, giving this. Now I'm getting confirmation. I'm being corrected. They are still in pursuit, and that's really a big positive. At least, again, in my opinion, my humble opinion, I'm just a guy in a helicopter. That it at least is warning the public that something is going on. Running through that gore point right there. This guy's still moving at a very fast clip.
Yeah, if you could put up the speed, I know on your fancy graphics that you have there with the streets that could identify what we're looking at right here. It helps a lot in terms of following where this vehicle is going. We should say that it started as a pursuit of this SUV from the Ventura County Sheriff's Office, and officers there starting all of this, and then this vehicle making its way eastbound on the 118, now over the 405, now going towards the 210, as you see. So clearly eastbound, and yeah, look at the speed there, Stu.
We're not perfect, but it was coming up to 118 miles an hour. Now, I would venture to say that 115, 120, probably the limiter on a car like that. And again, that's just a factory thing. So right now, still moving along. California Highway Patrol behind it the best they can. They are being safe. That's one of the reasons why they're a little bit farther behind. Again, though, the biggest fear for us watching right now, somebody getting hurt, be it that driver and or an innocent person. Look how fast he's passing these other vehicles. And then when he does those little maneuvers where he cuts somebody off, one tiny mistake, and that could be devastating. Right now, back in that emergency lane, I always say it, and I really mean it, anytime I even go through a gore point, I wind up with nails in my tire. I'm always amazed at how these guys can drive for miles and never have any problems with their tires. But continuing on right now through that on the emergency lane, we're picking up. We are on the 210. We're going to start getting into the La Cañada area. I'm hopeful that we'll be able to keep a signal up, because it's going to be one of those spots where our microwave signal might be having a problem. But right now, though, we're keeping an eye on this pursuit. California Highway Patrol chasing him. Originally started in Simi Valley. I do know Simi Valley deputies originally were in pursuit, and then they handed it off to California Highway Patrol. Again, the original want, unknown to me at this time.
Well, actually, we're finding out some information according to the CHP West Valley scanner that the original want may have been theft.
It's still
at this
continuing
point,
here?
yeah, but we're not sure. Obviously, unconfirmed, and information changes moment to moment as we watch and follow something like this occurring. But it's really the speeds that are dangerous at this point. Araxia pointed out Friday light, but soon, you know, you're going to be dealing with more Friday traffic as conditions change out there on the roads.
So we're seeing this vehicle just continue to drive erratically, pick up speeds, going very, very fast, weaving in and out of traffic. Obviously, the people who are on the road have no idea what's going on, and that's always very nerve-wracking and dangerous to see.
Definitely, and again, this is continuous. We've been climbing uphill right now, making our way. We're behind Mount Lee, and you can see that vehicle still continuing on. I wonder if that was a California Highway Patrol that he passed right there. It's just one of those ones where you just kind of wonder, what is the point? I always kind of think to myself, why is this person running? You know, they're not going to get away. If it's an emotional thing, maybe this is getting something out of their system, but you're putting so many people at risk to make those kind of wide turns. But sometimes he gets into those traffic situations, and even at those high speeds makes those abrupt turns. I'm worried about this vehicle colliding with somebody else on the roadway. Everybody else doing the speed limit, this person doing almost double the speed limit.
Yeah, anytime you see a car driving like that, whizzing by you, you kind of wonder, you know, what the situation is. I know I take pause and wonder if it's a pursuit going by.
For the scene right now, there you see it on the 210 East, passing exit 17, La Crescenta there. Obviously, this vehicle we hear is a theft suspect, wanted for some kind of a theft issue. You see how dangerous this individual is as he or she makes his or her way down the freeway there.
Gosh.
Very close to so many vehicles. I know, it is really nerve-wracking, just complete disregard for any rules and laws and other people's safety at this point. So Stu, pick it up from there and tell us what else you see happening down below. We don't see the black and white vehicles or any CHP from this vantage point, but obviously they're giving this person some space because this is where it gets very dangerous, when they feel as though they have nothing to lose.
You know, I'm trying to... Whoa! Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my
gosh. I don't want to show that on television. Yes. Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
No, no, no. This is good. This is one of those ones where I don't even want to push in on that. No. I think the driver was ejected on that collision right there. We're going to need a moment or two to actually find out exactly what happened, but definitely collided with that pickup truck. And this is what I was talking about the whole time. That type of collision, you know, that if what I saw is what I saw, which I hope it's not, this has come to a very tragic ending. You can see the California Highway Patrol. I want to push in, but I don't want to put anything on air that would be offensive or, you know, that we don't want to see. But you can see California Highway Patrol still kind of close by. Maybe that was just the airbag that I saw floating around on the outside of that vehicle when that collision happened. But it definitely looked like it definitely hit on the driver's side. There is no doubt about that. And, of course, it ripped open the side of that car. California Highway Patrol making their way over there right now. I'm looking for some kind of acknowledgement, if I can push in a little closer, if I should stay wide. It looks like they are taking the person out of the vehicle right now, but that condition I can't say because we can't see it. But this pursuit coming to a very tragic end out here, definitely. And this is one of the ones where I'm trying to find out more by kind of pushing in to see what happens. But yeah, there's it definitely seems to be that driver definitely bleeding. That is solid steel, and you know, and connected with that portion right there. That, you know, so that's even angled. You know, it opened that car up like a can opener.
It did.
And hopefully it is. You know, that driver will be okay. But right now, I would venture to say not okay.